Hello, everyone. Today for segment 3, let's take a little break from reviewing and talking about the test. So by now, hopefully, you have sent to me the pictures of your test pages. And so I would like for us to change our direction a little bit for today's last segment and talk about something more interesting, I hope. So yesterday was actually Memorial Day, so May 25th. Normally, that's a big holiday for people to have cookouts, barbecues, parades to honor people who have fought in wars, veterans. But because of our health crisis these days, I think Memorial Day was a little bit different yesterday. However, I did hear a lot of fireworks last night, and that was a pleasant surprise. So I was thinking that because normally after Memorial Day, that indicates the beginning of summer. Children are usually getting off from school, and all of these summer festivities are beginning around late May, early June. So I thought it would be interesting to talk about some summer related idioms. And to make it a little more simple and concise, I picked the top 8 idioms that are relating to summer. So maybe you have heard some of these before. Maybe some of these are new. And one expression is maybe not an idiom, but it's a common expression relating to weather. So let me point to you behind me. You will see that the first one, well, I've written the expression in black. And then the definition or explanation is in blue. So I know that some of them are hard to see. So in a moment, I will pick up this board so you can see more clearly. But also, after I introduce these expressions, I'm going to give you some example sentences. And I will challenge you sometime this week or in the next few weeks, try to pick a few of these expressions and use them in conversation or communication through email or phone chat. See if you can practice these. Okay? So the first one is called Dog Days of Summer. Dog Days of Summer. Have you heard this one? There's actually a popular pop song that was a few years back, and you will hear that phrase throughout the song. Maybe you can do a Google search for Dog Days of Summer song and see what do you think. But the meaning is a little bit complicated because it has a historical root. It actually comes from Greek mythology. Greek mythology. And so the Greeks named the star that looks like a dog Sirius. And when the dog star came to the highest point in the sky, the Greeks called that the dog days of summer, meaning the high point of summer. And considering its mythology, they might associate that time with some bad luck, hot weather, dangerous weather patterns. Maybe dogs go crazy. So there is some historical information about this phrase. In fact, I am going to send you a link through email so that you can read an article and learn a little bit more about this history of this phrase. Because this phrase, as like many things in English, It might have some true origin, but over time, it may change in meaning. So many people these days, they don't realize this historical story, but they know this phrase because it's very popular. And sometimes, as we know, through oral history, through oral transmission, the meaning can sometimes change or develop new meanings. So today, we may think of it as the hot, sticky, humid days of summer. And so, especially in the Southeast United States, I know also in Korea, China, Japan, the summers are so hot and humid, right? You may feel miserable to go outside, to do anything outdoors. So we will call this the dog days of summer. Okay. Now, I'm going to introduce everything first, and then later I will give you some examples. The second one is high season. So during chapter 10, unit 10, we were talking about free time and travel, tourism. We talked about different American cities that are popular for tourists. So this expression, high season, is very common in tourism. So it's the most popular tourist season. All right. The third one, midsummer madness. Can you see that? Good. Midsummer madness. This is an expression which means foolish or crazy behavior which seems to rise at the height of summer. So think about the dog days of summer. Everyone is so hot and the weather is humid and sticky, and people start to feel crazy. At that point, maybe they start to do crazy things. So we will call that the midsummer madness. Okay, now the next one, I think you can still see. Good. One's day in the sun, or someone's day in the sun. His day, her day, my day in the sun. You can change that pronoun. So the meaning is the time in someone's life when they reach the highest level of success. Okay? Have to sneeze, sorry. Okay. Excuse me. Pardon me. Perhaps it's the dog days of summer already. So, one's day in the sun. I'm going to give you an example later. The next one here is take a shine to. Take a shine to. So if I pronounce this quickly, take a shine to. Take a shine to. And the meaning is to develop a liking for someone or something. Now, this could be immediately. Have you ever had the experience when you meet someone the first time and immediately you like that person? Or it could be that maybe the first time you meet someone or someone meets you, they don't like you, but slowly you warm their heart and they open up their feelings to like you. So take a shine to. Now, we could also change the verb tense and say, took a shining to. He took a shining to her. Or they took a shining to them. Okay, for example. All right, now the next one I think you can see very barely is a place in the sun. Let me raise up this one. Okay, so a place in the sun is a position of advantage. A position of advantage. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and read the other ones while I'm holding it up, and I see a glare from the computer screen. Okay, there we go. Next one is, one swallow doesn't make a summer. meaning one lucky event does not mean that everything else will continue to go well. Okay? The last one here is Indian summer. Indian summer. This is the period of time, usually it's an unexpected hot or dry period of weather that usually happens in late summer or early fall. Okay, so I'm going to hold this for a few moments more. Maybe you can take a picture of the screen if you like. Now, let me talk about the expression Indian summer. This expression I still hear sometimes. Usually you might hear this in August or September, and in California, often October, November, because depending on the climate, maybe the hot weather continues after the summer season. However, Indian summer is an old expression. It is still used, and you might also hear this on the Weather Channel or weather news. However, it's not necessarily a polite or politically correct term because this is talking about Native American culture and people. So we should use the expression Native American, meaning Native people were here first before Europeans came here. So personally, I don't use this expression very much because it may not be polite considering who I'm talking to. However, it's still important to know the expression because you might hear it sometimes or somewhere. Okay, so now I gave you about 4 idiomatic expressions that relate to summer. So let me grab another paper and I'm going to show you some sentences or examples using these. And I'm sorry, I'm going back to this paper. So the first example, during the dog days of summer, I always plan a trip to the cool mountains for camping. Okay, you know the feeling. During the dog days of summer, I always plan a trip to the cool mountains for camping. So in your mind, imagine the difference. Cool, crisp air, fresh mountain streams, and the opposite, it will be the dog days of summer. Hot, sticky, humid, sweaty weather that you feel miserable. Dog days of summer. Okay, now the second example with high season. May through September is high season for tourists in the Smoky Mountains. So plan accordingly. Okay. As a local person or someone who is from the area surrounding the Smoky Mountains, I know what season is the high season where tourists will go to the park. So I go in the low season. Okay, that's the opposite expression. Okay, number 3, midsummer madness. All right, can you see it? Good. I've seen a lot of teenagers, having loud outdoor parties this July. Must be midsummer madness. Okay, so think about the time of the summer when it seems like everybody is outside doing something and maybe the weather is making them crazy. So the expression is midsummer madness, craziness. Okay, the next one. Julia Roberts enjoyed her day in the sun after filming the movie Pretty Woman. Okay, you know that movie, even though she has many, many successful movies after that, I think Pretty Woman was her most famous movie. Even now, people think about her for Pretty Woman. Do you agree? Okay, so she enjoyed her day in the sun after filming the movie Pretty Woman. All right, now let's look at number 5. We're using Take a Shining 2. Okay, this is based on a true story. For me, when I worked in Yosemite National Park one summer as a university student. Finally, after 3 months, my cold and distant boss took a shining to me. Okay? When I first met my boss, he was an older man who was very stern, very strict. He did not seem friendly to me, but I was kind to him. I tried to joke with him. And finally, after 3 months, he took a shining to me. Okay? Number 6, we're going to talk about place in the sun. As the only daughter of the CEO, she enjoys her place in the sun. Okay? Now, for an example, I was thinking about this example because right now I am watching a Korean drama on Netflix called Crash Landing on You. Maybe you know this one. And in the story, Yoon Seri is the young woman who is the daughter of the CEO of a big company, rich family. And I think she enjoys favor from her father more than the sons, which is a kind of interesting story. But that's a good example if you know that Korean drama, Crash Landing on You. This is an example of enjoying a place in the sun. Okay, now number 7. One swallow doesn't make a summer. Okay, so if you can see that, just because you got a raise doesn't mean the job will go well. One swallow doesn't make a summer. Just because you got a raise, that means more salary, doesn't mean the job will go well. One swallow doesn't make a summer. So can you follow my meaning? I hope so. Okay, so for the last one, Indian summer, I will give just a verbal example. If I'm talking with someone and let's imagine it is September, the end of September, and the weather is cool, it still feels like summer. Maybe the leaves have not changed yet. And maybe I say, oh, we're having a lovely Indian summer, aren't we? Okay, so I think my conversation partner will understand my meaning. Pardon me. So, all right, we had 8 expressions or idioms that could be relating to summer. And so from now, this point, we are entering the summer season. So actually, my favorite seasons are spring and fall. The summer for me is like dog days of summer. I don't like the humidity and the hot weather. However, I'm thankful that I am alive and healthy, and so are you. So I hope that you will have a wonderful summer. So we will continue for next week and have to be a little bit creative with our lessons. So as I mentioned to you, if you have any requests for something that you would like to study more, you need more help, please let me know and send me an email or text. I welcome any suggestions that you might have. I'm going to do a little bit of review through the book as we have finished 10 units. So we'll be creative. We'll do some pronunciation practice, some idioms if you like, and some more exercises perhaps in the workbook, and maybe some cultural lessons, something interesting. Okay, so let's stop here for now. And I look forward to grading your tests. And as I mentioned, please let me know for any questions or help that you need. So thank you so much, and stay healthy, and see you soon.